Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and this video we're going to talk about how there's a potential for an Amazing Spider-Man 3 to be a thing. Now, I enjoyed the first, the Amazing Spider-Man 1, Amazing Spider-Man 2. I can, see where Amazing Spider-Man 2 was trying to go for, and trying to set up for Amazing Spider-Man 3. And I am so sad that we never got an Amazing Spider-Man 3. And the reason why we never got an Amazing Spider-Man 3 was because of the Marvel Sony deal that pretty much allowed Tom Holland to be in the MCU now and making his debut as Spider-Man in the Civil War. So that means Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man was axed. And I know that some people may not enjoy Andrew Garfield's take on Spider-Man, and that's fine. That's fine. But I did. I enjoyed Andrew Garfield's take and Tobey Maguire's take on the Web Slinger. I'm not gonna dog you if you guys have a different opinion, because again, it's opinion. Not my place to judge. But I really enjoyed Andrew Garfield's take on Spider-Man. And I nerded out when I saw Andrew Garfield in the No Way Home movie. Now, I was supposed to saw Tobey Maguire, but still, I kind of nerded out when I saw Andrew Garfield in No Way Home, because it was somewhat expected, but I didn't expect it, if that makes sense. And they honored not only Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, but Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man in Spider-Man No Way Home. And if you guys have not seen No Way Home, I highly advise you guys doing it. Because Spider-Man No Way Home is pretty much a love letter to people who may be fans of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man as well. On top of letting the Tom Holland Spider-Man be in the forefront. And Andrew Garfield's and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man doesn't take the front lead per se. They take on roles that kind of like mentor roles, and I'm actually happy about that, guiding this new Spider-Man along. And I can really appreciate that part, as well as honoring their respective Spider-Man. And I can also respect the film for that. Anyways, let's read, shall we? Andrew Garfield teased what the future holds for his Spider-Man and amid viral calls for the Amazing Spider-Man 3 to be made. Garfield may have 2 of the 3 lowest rated Spider-Man movies on Rotten Tomato, but his amazing return got a renovated dose of popularity amid the multiversal return of No Way Home. Well deserved, well deserved. The Spider-Man crossover event even spawned a viral campaign to resurrect the cancelled Amazing Spider-Man 3, with Sony having originally opted to abandon the movie in favor of the team up with Marvel Studios. In the official art book of Spider-Man No Way Home, via Spider-Man News, the Amazing Spider-Man star Andrew Garfield teased what happened to Peter 3 after the multiversal movie and what the future may hold for him. The British actor explained how the events of No Way Home changed the life of his Peter Parker and left him re-inspired as a hero. Quote unquote, "It changed his life. He's going back knowing that he has brothers. He's going back to re-inspire to follow his destiny, his calling, the purpose of his life. By catching MJ, he got to make up for a terrible tragedy that he tried to avoid in his world." So if you guys haven't seen it, in Amazing Spider-Man 2, Peter and Harry Osborn being the Green Goblin in Amazing Spider-Man 2, was duking it out. Gwen Stacy essentially was there helping Spider-Man beating Electro. They just beat Electro. Harry Osborn came in and essentially kills Gwen Stacy. And when he saved Zendaya's MJ in No Way Home, you can see like kind of like the pain of losing Gwen was still there, but it's kind of like a. But also, I feel like he was also happy that he was able to save MJ, and it's kind of like he felt guilty for not saving Gwen Stacy, but like he like it was like a lot of like a burden lifted from his shoulders when he saved MJ, because through like saving MJ, he essentially in a way saved Gwen Stacy in his mind. If that makes sense. At least that's how I took the scene. Anyways, let's go. Peter 3 was left incredibly reinvigorated, with his mind blown as he headed back to his universe. With Garfield also explaining that parts of him getting to save Zendaya's MJ from falling to her death from atop the Statue of Liberty, quote unquote. If he hadn't been in Peter 1's world, then it's possible MJ may have met the same fate as Gwen. His presence was a purpose presence in that regard. That I think he's going back with a mind blown about the cosmos and the universe and strings theory and multiple dimensionality. He's going back incredibly invigorated. So, teasing with the future may hold, Garfield was clear the story never ends, regardless of whether it actually makes it to screens. The story never ends. Whether we film it or not, there's a story happening in a universe somewhere. There's endless potential with this character and all the different iterations. So yeah, he's definitely out there doing something. And I like his positive attitude. He explains why he feels his suit is the best. Noting that eyes and his practicality, and he was clear none of the suits are that much fun to wear. The eyes of mine are definitely the best. The eyes shape is just the most opening and friendly and, I don't know, sweet. I would also say, just practically, my suit is the best because I have zippers on the wrist, so that I can get my hands out. You get more breaks, but none of the suits are that much fun to wear. They're all kind of impossible. I can't imagine. Speaking of previously on John Horwitz's Happy Sad Confused podcast, Garfield was clear that he's definitely open to coming back if it was something very unique and very special with a purpose, an audience and character. After fans fell in love with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man once again with No Way Home, calls were reinvigorated to resurrect the once planned Amazing Spider-Man 3 and Spider-Man 4 to continue the tales of the two past web wall crawlers. Garfield stated last March he had no update for the Amazing Spider-Man 3, having also confirmed in February there's no plans in his future. However, in both cases, the star pointed out that he has become the boy who cried wolf after he lied to questions about his potential return in No Way Home. Well, I can see why he would do that, because he wouldn't want to spoil like his Spider-Man coming into the movie. Like, that's a pretty big thing in itself. And getting Tommy McGuire coming back, so yeah, I can't blame him for lying in that scenario. That wasn't a bad lie. There has been no indication of any future plans to bring back Garfield as Spider-Man for the third solo outing, Avengers Secret War, or any future projects, but the actor did call a possible crossover with Tom Hardy's Venom a cool idea, so maybe he could return in Sony's Spider-Man universe. The studio is currently busy developing Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4, the third animated Spider-Verse, and a host of well-quality villains spin-off movies. So far, that spin-off universe has struggled to pick up steam, which is if that were to continue may eventually prompt Sony to take out approaches to capitalize on its Marvel IP. With Holland's Spider-Man set to continue alongside the animated Spider-Verse and seemingly a live-action Miles Morales, Sony clearly isn't opposed to having multiple webheads on the go at once. Maybe it will one day be up to revisiting Garfield's Spider-Man in a bigger capacity, and hopefully Maguire too. After all, just as the actor stated himself, No Way Home set up the intriguing next chapter for the wall crawler, with his days where he stopped pulling his punches behind him. Now ready to go back to being his old self. The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 are streaming on Disney Plus. I like I said, I really enjoyed The Amazing Spider-Man 1. I enjoyed The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I know some fans didn't like that, and that's cool. But I enjoy the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. Even though Tobey Maguire will always be the Spider-Man for me. But if Sony announced tomorrow that, hey guys, guess what? We're making an Amazing Spider-Man 3. I'll be up for that. Because I think Andrew Garfield deserves a third Spider-Man movie. Just like how I feel like Tobey Maguire deserves a fourth Spider-Man movie. In Tobey Maguire's case, to properly end things off, and same with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, to probably end his on-screen adventures off. But and some may say that in No Way Home it was a way to properly end both Tobey's and Andrew's Spider-Man off, and I can get that. I can respect that. But what do you guys think about this article? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you guys. I can't talk. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. I will talk to you if I meet this later.